Hi, I'm Mike Dawson. I want to invite you to be a part of the stereo music podcast experience, Front of House. What's Front of House? Well, I just told you. It's a stereo music podcast experience. We have two ears. When we listen to music, the sound vibrations hit our ears at separate times. Therefore, stereo. So when you're listening to music, it's best to pump it in stereo. So what makes Front of House the best music podcast? Well, it's the artists, it's the interviews, and it's you. Because you now have a chance to be a part of the great stereo music experiment we call Front of House. You want to be in the audience? You want to be at our live streams on Tuesday night? Do you want high-definition MP3s fully mastered of the artists playing? Do you want exclusive access to videos? Do you want to come to a big Front of House concert? You can. All you got to do is sign up as a Patreon supporter of Front of House. There's a link right here. Just go to it and sign up. There are a few different levels with a few different perks, but I promise you, every single one's going to be worth it. Coming this summer and not going away. Front of House, the greatest stereo music podcast ever produced, live from the North Hollywood hideout in Los Angeles, California. This is Front of House. And he is our guest, Front of House, live here in the North Hollywood hideout in Los Angeles, California. Hope you're enjoying the show. You may have noticed on Hi, I'm Mike Dawson. I want to invite you to be a part of the stereo music podcast experience, Front of House. What's Front of House? Well, I just told you. It's a stereo music podcast experience. We have two ears. When we listen to music, the sound vibrations hit our ears at separate times. Therefore, stereo. So when you're listening to music, it's best to pump it in stereo. So what makes Front of House the best music podcast? Well, it's the artists, it's the interviews, and it's you. Because you now have a chance to be a part of the great stereo music experiment we call Front of House. You want to be in the audience? You want to be at our live streams on Tuesday night? Do you want high-definition MP3s fully mastered of the artists playing? Do you want exclusive access to videos? Do you want to come to a big Front of House concert? You can. All you got to do is sign up as a Patreon supporter of Front of House. There's a link right here. Just go to it and sign up. There are a few different levels with a few different perks, but I promise you, every single one's going to be worth it. Coming this summer and not going away. Front of House, the greatest stereo music podcast ever produced, live from the North Hollywood hideout in Los Angeles, California. This is Front of House. Hey, my friends. Good evening and welcome to another episode of Front of House Live, the video companion to the stereo audio podcast Front of House. My name is Mike Dawson. We're here in the North Hollywood hideout, and we're going to turn things over in a few minutes to our guest this week, a gentleman named Zach Selwyn. His music often goes by Hi, I'm Mike Dawson. I want to invite you to be a part of the stereo music podcast experience, Front of House. What's Front of House? Well, I just told you. It's a stereo music podcast experience. We have two ears. When we listen to music, the sound vibrations hit our ears at separate times. Therefore, stereo. So when you're listening to music, it's best to pump it in stereo. So what makes Front of House the best music podcast? Well, it's the artists, it's the interviews, and it's you. Because you now have a chance to be a part of the great stereo music experiment we call Front of House. You want to be in the audience? You want to be at our live streams on Tuesday night? Do you want high-definition MP3s fully mastered of the artists playing? Do you want exclusive access to videos? Do you want to come to a big Front of House concert? You can. All you got to do is sign up as a Patreon supporter of Front of House. There's a link right here. Just go to it and sign up. There are a few different levels with a few different perks, but I promise you, every single one's going to be worth it. Coming this summer and not going away. Front of House, the greatest stereo music podcast ever produced, live from the North Hollywood Hideout in Los Angeles, California. This is Front of House. Hey, my friends. Good evening and welcome to another episode of Front of House Live, the video companion to the stereo audio podcast Front of House. My name is Mike Dawson. We're here in the North Hollywood Hideout, and we're going to turn things over in a few minutes to our guest this week, a gentleman named Zach Selwyn. His music often goes by the moniker Zachariah and the Lobos Riders. You can find him at his website, zachselwyn.com. That's ZACHSELWYN.com. Before we get into all of that, though, as always, a reading from the Big Book of Rock. The most cynical and ferociously intelligent songwriting partnership in rock, Walter Becker and Donald Fagen, met at Bard College in New York State in 1967. Discovering a shared interest in jazz and Dylan lyrics, the geeky duo struggled for years, trying to sell their early songwriting efforts to Brill Building publishers and recording demos with jazzy guitarist Denny Diaz. After a stint in Jay and the Americans, they were rescued by producer Gary Katz and whisked off to LA as staff writers for ABC Dunhill Records. Setting these two cynic New Yorkers loose on the laid-back, ditzy Californian scene was a masterstroke. A reading from the Big Book of Rock. Hail, hail, rock and roll. This season of Front of House has been dedicated to our dear, dear friend, Jenny Pagliaro. Jenny is one half of the iconic rock and roll and blues duo Roses and Cigarettes. If you've been listening to the show for the last 10 weeks, you heard the entire record. We're now through it, and you should still pick it up at rosesandscigarettes.com. But good news, friends, in just a few weeks, we're going to be welcoming Angela Petrilli back to the show. Angela is going to play some songs without our dear friend Jenny. But we're going to talk about what the last year of her life was about and how she's sticking with the music. That's coming up here on Front of House and Front of House Live. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at FOH Pod and tune in every Music Monday for a brand new in stereo podcast. And then every other Tuesday, we're here in the North Hollywood Hideout for Front of House Live. Are you ready for it? This is a great conversation and incredible music Ladies and gentlemen, let's go front of house with Zach Selwyn. I'm once again broadcasting live from the North Hollywood Hideout in Los Angeles, California. Welcome to another fantastic live edition of Front of House. Our guest today in the studio, Zach Selwyn. Take it away, brother.
Hey, man. This is a song about life before Uber and Lyft. And the fact that my band was leading all bands in LA with the most amount of DUIs coming out of our shows for many years. All my friends have DUIs, guess I'm gonna have to drive. All my friends have DUIs, can't believe I don't have mine. All my friends have DUIs, lose their license with one more strike. All my friends have DUIs. All my friends have DUIs, guess I'm gonna have to drive. All my friends have DUIs, can't believe I don't have mine. Well, all my friends have DUIs, lose their license with one more strike. All my friends have DUIs. Chasing the light, I was feeling so fine on a Tennessee Saturday night. The shots, the beer, the smoke all crowded my mind. Nobody cared, everybody said I'm gonna have to drive because all my friends have DUIs. Damn right. Well, all my friends have DUIs, guess I'm gonna have to drive. Well, all my friends have DUIs, can't believe I don't have mine. Well, I had a couple drinks and I'm feeling great, but I'll probably blow above a .08. Still, all my friends have DUIs. Someone drive me home, let's go. Need you on the guitar here, Doss. Tell if it was day or night. I didn't know up from down or left from right. Somebody said, I can't believe you're not dead. Why the hell did you drive? Because all my friends have DUI. Goddamn right. Well, all my friends have DUIs. Guess I'm gonna have to drive. Can't believe I don't have mine. Well, all my friends have DUIs, lose their license with one more strike. All my friends have DUIs. That's right, I said all my friends have DUIs. Well, I don't know why, but all my friends have DUIs.
Zach Selwyn is our guest today, front of house. I know the song's kind of it's kind of jokey, but it works.
It's very true.
It's very true.
Yeah, because when people were getting their first DUIs around, like, the first time you get a DUI, it sucks. I've never had one, knock on wood. But my friends were like, hey, man. And then we'd go out drinking, and they're like, yo, dude, I already got one. He's got one. Sean's got one. You're the only one who doesn't have one. And if we get hit again, we're going to jail. So you're driving, right? And I was like, fuck off.
Still none for you, though.
Knock on wood. The night ain't over yet.
Nice. Yeah, there you go. When we were growing up, we were in high school, and we used to sneak out to Berkeley and use the same fake ID passed behind us to get into the same bars. We had a rule at 17 years old that whoever is the least drunk has to drive home. So it became a competition just to drink as much as you can, so you didn't have to be that guy.
Yeah, that was the gig when you were younger, like 20, in your college years. You were like, Look, the DD, the designated driver, is the guy who's only had 7 drinks, 2
Right.
shots, and 2 joints.
Right, because
Right.
look, guys, if I drive, I'm definitely going to jail, and I could possibly kill you. Now, if you drive, probably make it home okay.
I have to say,
Might
man,
go to jail.
Yeah, you might go to jail, but I'm definitely going to jail.
Right.
Lyft and Uber has saved a lot of lives out here, man. I'll tell you that.
So, comedy songs work for you, but what I'm saying is it's not necessarily one.
That's kind of that's like a very, it's a fun live song. People love it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a serious enough song that people get into it and smile and have a good time. It's kind of like, it's probably the most Nashville sounding song I have because it has that little tongue-in-cheek vibe to it. But, sometimes people just want to have fun. That's what I've realized over the years is, I've written a million great, I think, serious songs, and people are like, it's good. It's a good one. Play the song about the DUI.
Right.
You never know what's going to catch on, so.
And then once it catches on, you just got to grab onto it. Hey, give the people what they want, right?
Exactly, man.
All right, Zach Selwyn in the studio here, front of house. Very happy to have you here, my man.
Honored to be here, man.
We're going to delve deep into the conversation and even deeper into the songs. Let's hear another one, my brother.
Maybe I'll do a serious one for you. Don't you wanna be on my side? Don't you wanna come round here and get high? I'm lonely, bring your own bottle tonight. I said, don't you wanna be on my side? Don't you wanna come round here and get high? I'm lonely, bring your own bottle tonight. The slow train light flashing and blinking, cold train nights, I'm still drinking cocaine white. What was I thinking of? So don't you wanna be on my side? Don't you wanna come round here and get high? I'm lonely, bring your own bottle tonight. Well, I've been sitting here with this bottle, I'm at the throttle, and I can't drive. I'm loaded, bring your own baby tonight. The barroom girl laughing and flirting, all my pals smoking and hurting. The barkeep yells, the place is deserted now, yes it is. So don't you wanna be on my side? Don't you wanna come round here and get high? I'm lonely, bring your own bottle tonight. Come on. Morning light shines through my window, stormy side. What am I into? The morphine's right. World starts to spin you now, yes it does. So don't you wanna be on my side? Don't you wanna come round here and get high? I'm lonely, bring your own bottle tonight. I said, don't you wanna be on my side? Don't you wanna come round here and get high? I'm lonely, bring your own bottle tonight.
Zach Selwyn is our guest, front of house. I love songs that explore multiple vices.
Yeah, I hit a few there, huh?
You did, and then I heard morphine. I'm like, all right,
Yeah,
that we're in
rhymed.
now.
Just
Yeah.
rhymed. Not really an opiates guy.
It works. So where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Tucson, Arizona, man.
All right, born there as well?
Born and raised till high school, or through high school. And then I came out here. I went to USC.
Okay.
My parents didn't pay my way in.
You sure?
Maybe they did.
Yeah, maybe they did.
This was back in '93, so this is right after the riots.
No,
They were
see, they'll
begging
take
people
it
to go.
because they wanted the out-of-state tuition.
That was it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, this guy's coming here?
Yeah.
Well, really what it was I came to visit the campus, and it was a fucking half the gas stations were burnt down from the riots, and store windows were smashed out, and then there's this beautiful campus in the middle, and I was like, I can really go here. And they were like, you want to come here? Do you know what happened last year? Yeah, come on. Yeah, we'll take it. So I got to, that's how I got to LA, and I've been here ever since.
What'd you study at USC?
Broadcast journalism.
Broadcast journalism.
Yeah. But when I was there, that's when I really started playing guitar. I quickly realized, the dude who goes camping in Joshua Tree with the girls who can play like Patience by Guns N' Roses on the guitar, he's going to go home with the girl. He's not going to have a lonely tent, and I was like, I better start playing more. So that's where it all started for me, just getting high in dorm rooms and playing guitars,
I think you picked the right song too, because every dude knows how to play Patience, and that's certainly one of the go-tos to get the chickies, which is really why we get into this business.
Isn't that why we're all here?
Exactly.
Come on, buddy.
Exactly, my friends. This is Front of House Stereo Music Podcast. Zach Selwyn is our guest. So you graduated.
I did, 4 years.
And did you take that broadcast journalism degree and put it to work? Or
amazingly, at first I was like, look, I have one goal in life. I want to be on SNL. I wanted to be an actor. I want to be a comedy guy. And I started just acting in LA, and I was DJing and emceeing weddings and bar mitzvahs for a living, which was a great way to make a living and survive and go to auditions during the week. And so that gave me a lot of training, being on the mic in front of people all the time. And I never really wanted to do the hosting thing at all, or the broadcast thing. I just wanted to be an actor. And as I got out here and I realized, wow, all right, I'm 22, I'm starting out, but everyone I'm going up against has been doing this their whole lives. And I was really behind a lot of people. But, I got small parts, did a lot of commercials, did that. But ultimately, I didn't really chase any broadcasting stuff until I just randomly stumbled into a career, amazingly, on an ESPN show that I was on. It was like an American Idol for sportscasters in 2004. And I went out as a joke. I was doing a character in a sketch comedy show, and I went a sportscaster guy.
Okay.
Not unlike Longmire.
Right.
And I brought that character into the ESPN audition, and they were like, hey, man, you're really good. Why don't you drop the shtick and, be on the show? And I was like, oh, fuck. I'm like, I'm a songwriter, man. It was also at the time, I started a band around, 20. Dude, here's the crazy thing. I don't know if you even want to hear this shit. But when I was, 22, 23, I just go out and hang out with my friends. I had a couple friends who were big time rock stars, like the dudes in Matchbox 20, a couple dudes from Insane.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I just knew these people through actor friends who grew up with those guys. And
Matchbox 20 is my dirty little secret.
Yeah, you kind of like that.
I think Rob Thomas is one of the greatest songwriters that ever existed.
I agree. And his first record, that first Matchbox 20 album.
That song Push, when that song Push came out, I was at the same time impressed and incensed,
right?
Because I could have wrote that fucking song, but it's so good. It's just,
and they just had hit
it's
after
so
hit.
Simple. It's great, angry man
all that
rock,
stuff like that,
right?
It's just great stuff. And so I used to hang out with these guys, and we'd be at the Roosevelt or the Chateau partying till 4, and everyone would just I don't know what happened, but I started freestyle rapping with people, and I was really good at it. And then people would bring me into a room as my party trick. And I ended up doing it in front of a guy, Sean, I don't even remember his name, Sean Cook. And he had a record label deal. And he had a couple signees. Fergie was one of them. Dawn Robinson from En Vogue. A few people like that. And he signed me to a record deal as a Eminem kind of. He called me Eminem meets Dawson's Creek.
Okay.
Which, that's street right there. That means I got cred.
Right.
So I had this hip-hop record deal. But at the time, all I was listening to was country rock and country music and Graham Parsons and, Guy Clark and Towns and Steve Earle and Willie. And I was like, wait a minute. That's the music I want to be making. Why am I doing this? I'm so not a legitimate, I'm a good freestyle, but I'm not I don't have a MC story to tell. I mean, now it's different. It doesn't matter where you're from. But back then, it meant a lot. So I started combining country and hip-hop. And this guy was like, what are you doing, man? This is a joke. This will never work. Now it's kind of the thing. But that's how I started making the music. So when I was doing all this acting stuff and then I got on the ESPN show, my main thing was, well, maybe this will further my music career.
Okay.
So that's kind of why I went on, and it ended up changing my whole on-camera TV career. It's a fucking weird life, man. I can't believe we're still here.
So how did it was a reality show. It was a competition reality show. What was it like? Find the next great broadcaster? Yep. And you went in with a shtick.
I went in with a shtick. It started out with 20,000 people, and it ended up with 10. And I was one of the final 10, and I ended up being in the final 3.
Nice.
And then I lost in like a big controversial fucking whatever it was. But after that, everyone was like, I was like the people's like champ or whatever. So I got pilots and I did shows on like Extreme Dodgeball and Attack of the Show. And, you know, I just kept working and I just kept working. ESPN brought me in for some stuff. And it was like, well, now I'm a TV personality. So I guess I did use my broadcast journalism
There you go.
career. But luckily, I never stopped playing music. And, you know, there's a lot of slow times in this business where you're, you know, just trying to stay afloat, and the guitar's always there, which is a beautiful thing, you know.
Well, let's get back to the music. Zach Selwyn, let's hear another song, brother.
All right. That's a good song. My wife always complains I don't write any songs about her, but this is one about her.
Remember the days now when we first met. Had a little smile that I can't forget. 5'9" with hazel eyes, victim to the element of surprise. And oh, the time moves slow. Oh, here we go again on a love-bound train. Every day another new nickname. Love to see the way that the road will rise, victim to the element of surprise. And oh, the time moves slow. Don't you know our love will grow until we're old? Girl, and I'll do anything you want. Meet you in the middle of a thunderstorm. We can go dancing and drink all night. We can stay home by candlelight. Oh, I'll do anything you want. Now 6 years later, baby, on the floor, doing these things never done before. Love to see the way that the road will rise. Love to see you hold him when he cries. And oh, the time moves fast. Don't you know our love will last until it has? Until and I'll do anything you want. Meet you in the middle of a thunderstorm. We can go dancing and drink all night. We can stay home by candlelight. Oh, I'll do anything you want. Do what you want, man. I'll do anything you want. Meet you in the middle of a thunderstorm. We can go dancing and drink all night. We can stay home by candlelight. I'll do anything you want. Meet you in the middle of a thunderstorm. We can go dancing and drink all night. We can stay home by candlelight. Oh, I'll do anything. I said, oh, I'll do anything, yeah, oh, I'll do anything you want.
That's a textbook country song.
That's right there, right?
I like that.
Nice.
Is that wife approved? She likes that one?
She likes that one.
Yeah.
I don't know if she doesn't listen to my shit. She only listens to it when I'm like writing something new. I'm like, what'd you think? She's like, it's fine. Then I'll write something and she'll be like, that's good. And I'm like, all right, I know that's gonna make the record or something like that, you know.
The artist is Zach Selwyn, and he is our guest, front of house, live here in the North Hollywood Hideout in Los Angeles, California. Hope you're enjoying the show. You may have noticed on Zach's guitar what looks like a little speck of dirt toward the body of the guitar. Just kind of lower away from the bridge. That's a Willie Nelson signature. He'll talk about that later and the time that he met Willie and was like, oh shit, it's Willie. This is Front of House Live. I'm so happy you're with us today. The rock and roll jam rock world hit a bit of bad news this week. A gentleman by the name of Neil Casal passed away. He was only 50 years old and one of the greatest and coolest guitarists on the scene, most notably known for his work with Ryan Adams, but also played with the Chris Robinson Brotherhood. I first met him at Jones Fest in Santa Ynez, California. I believe he was jamming with Todd Hannigan that time around, but he also played with Shooter Jennings, did some work with Bob Weir, Ted Russell Camp, former guest of Front of House, knows him very well. Neil Casal, too young, too soon, and way too much damn talent to say goodbye to at this point. So prayers are with you and your family, and vaya con Dios, amigo. My name is Mike Dawson. Happy you are here. We're going to get back to more music. It's Front of House Live. If you got a question for us, you can see right there on the YouTube. Just type in your question. We'll be happy to answer. You can also direct me to your band's music. We're booking the next season of Front of House right now. Got some great artists already in line. I'll tell you about those in a little bit, but we could possibly have your band on the show. Would you like that? Follow us at FOH Pod on Twitter, or just leave a message right here in the YouTube link, and we'll get to you, my friends. Let's get back to Zach, Front of House. When is our guest? Zach, I've been eyeing your guitar here. Why don't you introduce us to your girl?
Yeah, you know, I'll tell you. I used to have a Gibson J45 since 1973. I still have it. One night in San Francisco, I cracked the headstock off.
How?
Definitely a sober moment.
Yeah.
Which sucked. And then I fixed it.
A sobering moment?
Sobering moment.
Okay.
Fixed it, brought it home. Then my son knocked it off the stand one day and cracked it. So it's been cracked now twice, and it just doesn't play the same. So I needed like kind of a guitar to play on the road. And I got this about 15 years ago, this Epiphone Hummingbird. And man, this sounds pretty good. I mean, for just a shitty $400 guitar, whatever it was at the time, like, I don't know. I've been playing it forever, and I love it. And it's also signed by Mr. Willie Nelson, which is pretty badass.
How'd you get that?
I played a THC festival in downtown LA one year because I had a song called I Want to Be a Lawnmower because they're always on grass. That won a High Times Stony Award that year.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
My mom is so proud.
I went to the Stonies one time because I was supposed to be there to interview Seth Rogen. He was hosting the Stonies. And by the time Seth Rogen got out there, I'd been waiting around for like 4 hours. And he goes, yeah, I don't have time to talk. And I'm like, dude, I waited for you, man. And that drop has taken a life of its own.
I waited
for those who
you,
knew.
Man. That's pretty funny.
So
yeah, well, I won the award that year.
Nice.
For best pot song, and it was in High Times. You got the review and got a bong I have a 2-foot bong. I leave it at my brother-in-law's house, but I'm like, yeah, that's what I've won. That's what my career's brought me. You know,
I think it's something to be proud of.
I agree.
I mean, hey, you're in somebody's studio and they're showing you a Grammy. And you're like, yeah, but I got a Stony.
Well, I played this festival, this THC festival, and I was walking around. There was like 12 people there because I had an early morning slot. Stoners didn't show up till about 4. And I'm walking by this one band, and I'm watching them, and I just look next to me, and I'm like, holy fuck, that's Willie Nelson. And he's in like a tracksuit, And I was like, what the what? And I'm dressed like Willie Nelson. I look like Willie Nelson in like the 70s. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, Willie, what are you? He's like, oh, that's my son's band right there. And his son, Micah, now known as the Particle Kid.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it goes by. And he plays with Promise of the Real and shit. He was playing. And Willie was right here. And I started talking to him. And I just immediately was like, and I was like, can you sign my guitar? And he's like, absolutely, young man. Took a picture with him. So that's how I got it signed.
Nice.
Yeah,
and it's Lucas, Promise of the Real.
He's in Promise of the Real, but I think Micah sits in every once in a while.
Okay.
I think. I don't know. I've seen them once. They were incredible.
My friend Jesse Siebenberg from Ojai, California, is in that band. He plays
really?
the pedal steel.
Oh, yeah. He's a badass, man.
They
I
were.
saw that Outlaw Country Festival at the Greek this year, or the Hollywood Bowl.
Oh shit!
Last summer. Fuck.
I mean, that's heaven right there.
I mean, it would have been heaven if I was on stage.
True.
Pretty close.
100% true. You know, we run in some of the same circles. I'm looking at
Yeah.
the stickers on your guitar case, and I see one of my favorite bands, Snake Handlers.
Yeah. Bryson Jones.
Bryson is a hell of an individual.
I can't believe. Yeah, you knew him through Shyla, probably.
I know him through Shy.
I still can communicate with Bryson. We were up in, he's up in Pioneer Town, Joshua Tree now. So he came out. I play at Pappy and Harriet's twice a year with my band, and normally like April and October. And he came out one night, and we did You Ain't Going Nowhere, and he came on stage. It's like old times. He kind of got me started in L.A. and country. He's like, get your ass down to Molly Malone's and get your ass on stage, motherfucker. And I was like,
That's Bryson.
Yep, and it worked.
I got to. I was blessed with an opening slot for the Snake Handlers at the Mint sometime when I first moved out here. And,
Might have been there.
It was a Sin City show.
I was probably there.
Man,
I was really involved in that Sin City crowd for a long time.
Sin City was the greatest thing to ever happen to California Cowboys. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. It was like a beautiful oasis of like-minded musicians in one room.
I was introduced by some of my favorite artists through Sin City.
Yeah, me too.
So, all right, Zach Selwyn, I want another song, my brother. I'm digging this. What are you going to play for us?
You want something more mellow?
Your call, my man.
All right. Let's see how my voice is sounding. All right, I'll try to finger pick this one. This is on my new record, Hacienda. Got 6 hours to pack a suitcase and to catch an eastbound train. My mind is running slow, too many bottles on the brain. I'm staring at the sidewalk, looking at a puddle filled with rain. She says nothing's different, but to me nothing seems the same. Slow down, Virginia, follow the setting sun. Used to love to watch the horses, especially when they'd run. I know it's hard to ride the range when you're afraid to take the reins, and you can't get a decent day's work done. You used to love to watch the horses, especially when they'd run. Well, there's a certain kind of sadness that settles in her eyes. The outside attracts you, but it's about what's deep inside. Well, I've traveled around this world, girl. I've seen it far and wide. She says nothing's different, but to me it's just her pride. Slow down, Virginia, follow the setting sun. Used to love to watch the horses, especially when they'd run. I know it's hard to ride the range when you're afraid to take the reins, and you can't get a decent day's work done. Used to love to watch the horses, especially when they'd run.
used to love to watch the horses, especially when they run.
That's pretty.
Thanks, man.
That's Zach Selwyn, track from the new record Hacienda, which I assume is available at your website.
ZachSelwyn.com. It's all there. All the links. It's all Spotify'd out. All that shit. I go by Zachariah, which is... I made a huge mistake when I started this band all those years ago by calling myself... The band's called Zachariah and the Lobos Riders.
Right.
It's a good name, though. First, it's a cool name, but no one can spell it.
Right.
People are like, Zacryayh. I'm like, no, Zachariah, you know. And then
read the Bible.
Zachariah, right? And then I didn't know Los Lobos was still making music when I made that. Turns out they were still around and still kicking ass. So now people confuse. They call me the Los Lobos Riders. It's weird.
So let's talk about the NFL draft gig, folks.
Yeah.
Zach was the house band for NFL this morning. At NFL this morning, right?
Good Morning Football.
Good Morning Football
on the NFL Network.
On the NFL Network. The house band for the NFL draft out in Nashtucky. How was that?
Man, it was amazing. A guy who works at the NFL Network, who's been a longtime supporter of our music and my career in general, came and saw us at a record release party in March and was like, the draft is in Nashville. I have an idea. So he put together the show at Tootsie's, famous, Orchid Lounge there on Broadway. And they did it live on the third floor. And he's like, I want you to be the house band leader. You have the ESPN experience. You have, you're in a honky-tonk band. Why wouldn't you be the Questlove of the show?
Right.
So I got to go out. Man, it was awesome. I was there for a week, and they would throw to me occasionally to just sing songs about the draft picks, and it was...
Did you make them up on the spot?
No, a lot of it had to be cleared beforehand, so,
Makes sense.
But, yeah, we didn't really get a chance to do that. I think, maybe there's a possibility we go back and do some of that stuff. I mean, it was really fun. Something that could be done again. It's a dream for me, too. That kind of stuff is, like, right in my wheelhouse, so...
Now, what were those days like? I mean, this is a 4-hour show.
Well, first of all, Nashville's 2 hours later than L.A.
Right.
So the morning shows normally shoot pretty damn early. So 6 a.m. is when the cameras started rolling. So with the band and the sound checking, we had to be there at 4.
God.
So I'm waking up at 3:30 every day. And so I was just kind of doing my best to balance out dinner, a couple of glasses of wine, and then bedtime by 8:30. And it worked one night. The other 2 nights I was kind of tossing and turning, but It was great. It all worked out. To get into that morning show life, you got to be real dedicated, man. I don't know.
I can't imagine. I mean, I did morning radio with Adam for
yeah.
I think I was the only one that was completely stoked when they cut us loose from the radio, because it meant I didn't have to wake up at 3:30 in the morning.
So you were doing
anymore.
that though?
Oh yeah, it was murder.
Were you on? What was the channel? 98.
KLSX 97.3.
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember when he had that show. I
And,
must have listened to you guys 100 times.
A lot of people say, yeah, once you get used to it, it's not so bad, right? No, 3:30 will always hurt.
Always.
There's no way around it.
Yeah.
It's always gonna hurt.
And it's always you hear the people the night before going out when you're going to bed, and they're like, yo, we're going to this place. There's they're tasting this Magnum of Opus 1. It's going to be insane. And you're like, ugh, fuck off.
One time I was getting up for work and walking out of my house, and I'm walking out of the house and I look in the living room and I see the second drummer from the Cult doing a line of blow off my coffee table while I'm going to work. I'm like, hey, you're what the fuck?
Where are you going, man?
So,
that's hilarious, man. Yeah, so I got to do that.
Was it
awesome.
fun?
It was the most fun I've had in a very long time. It was, when you're a musician and you spend all the time going city to city, playing clubs, and, recording music that not a lot of people want to listen to anymore, which is a real struggle. Getting to go out and play live in front of a whole new audience and in front of people who are like, wow, you're pretty good. It was awesome. Especially in Nashville. Yeah, man. Yeah. I got love for Nashville. I'm a fan. Even though the place was super crowded, and it's the NFL draft. What are you gonna do? Man, that's great. Well, we'll talk next about how
how you take opportunities like that and you try to turn them into other stuff, and what kind of hurdles you face as we get there. But let's hear another song. We got Zach Selwyn here on the line. The band Zachariah and Los Lobo Riders, or the Lobo Riders.
See, that's why I said I'm telling you.
Right.
Eyebrow tutorial.
See, I should know this because I'm hosting the show.
Man. I mean, it's the Lobos Riders, which is actually, there's a beach down in Mexico called Puerto Lobos, and my dad was a part of this like crew of dudes who would take their kids down there every year from Tucson, and they called themselves the Lobos Riders. And I was like, that's the coolest name ever. I don't know what it means, so that's why I chose it.
I like it. It means you ride multiple wolves.
Riding them wolves, baby.
Right.
It's like something Jason Momoa would do in a movie. Let's see, what are we going to play here? So we're talking Tucson.
I went up through Sabino Canyon, baby, had some fine wine in my hand. You know the park rangers wanted, darling. You know I grew up on this land, and I was shaking. Oh yeah, through a Tucson afternoon. And I got 16 hours till I'm out on the street from my room at the Congress Hotel. I guess it's about time I admitted defeat, because the water's running dry in my well. I'll go on shaking. Oh yeah, through a Tucson afternoon. Well, I smell the breeze through them Palo Verde trees, and keep on shaking, 'cause you know my baby's coming home soon. Well, I forgot how the desert yucca cactuses be shimmering through red into black. I forgot how the sunset paints the sky with brush strokes of lightning fast. It keeps me shaking. Oh yeah, through a Tucson afternoon. I got thrown out of a saloon last night by a barkeep with a bad attitude. The truckers outside were ready to fight. I gave him whiskey and it killed the mood. So today I'm shaking. Yes, I am. Through a Tucson afternoon. Well, I'll smell the breeze through them Palo Verde trees, and keep on shaking, 'cause you know my baby's coming home soon. Take us home, man. Da 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 da. Well, I went up to the top of a bitter creek and looked down over Coronado. I found my baby at the train station, just to ride towards Colorado, and we were shaking. Yes, we were, through a Tucson afternoon. When them purple rain-corn mountain scenes have lightened up my mind, there was nothing more than a fine daydream, and who knows what we're gonna find. I'll go on shaking. Oh yeah, through a Tucson afternoon. Well, I smell the breeze through them Palo Verde trees, and keep on shaking, 'cause you know my baby's coming home soon. Keep on shaking through a Tucson afternoon. Keep on shaking through a Tucson afternoon.
Zach Selwyn is front of house. Hearing you play solo, it really makes me want to hear the full band dynamic.
Yeah, there's a lot of guitar missing in these songs.
Who do you got playing with you? What's the instrumentation?
I got a killer crew of guys, man. On drums, we have a guy named Ron Pack. He works at SIR. He's like just a pro. Mm-hmm. He came to Nashville with us. Jeff Lagore plays bass. He lives in Nashville. He just moved there after like 30 years in LA. Guitar players, Dan Wistrom, who's an everything killer player.
Yeah, I know Dan.
You might know Dan. Plays with a bunch of bands around town. When he's not around, we use a guy named Gar Robertson, who lives in Pioneer Town up by Pappy and Harriet's. He'll come down and play in LA if Dan's on tour. And then Jim Kalin has been our longtime banjo player. But, you know, he's been busy. And that's about it, man. You know, we've had a lot of guest artists over the years. You know, a lot of guys jumping up. But we've had a pretty core band for a while. The original drummer, Scott, kind of retired a few years back. He still plays for fun, but, you know. That's it. I mean, Dan, the guitar guys, this is a very guitar-heavy band. There's a lot of cool Allman Brothers-like, you know, noodling and swells and...
Good.
Yeah, just like, you know, that Grateful Dead, like, take the journey with us kind of, you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. You a fan of the Dead as well?
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious, first of all, I mean, the Southern rock rule that I found out a long time ago, if you want to play Southern rock, you need 3 guitars in your band, unless, and the only exception to this rule is if 2 of your guitarists are Dwayne Allman and Dickie Betts.
Right.
Now, when you were first, here's one thing I love about music is at one point in every child's life, you hear a song or buy a record that all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, this is what music is. Do you remember what record or what song or when you finally figured it out? Like, oh fuck, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, it was definitely Jackson Browne, Late for the Sky. Which is kind of like not the sexy choice for a lot of people, but I was like 16. And my dad had left the house and he had left all his cassettes. And I looked at, I was like, what are all these things? So I put in Simon and Garfunkel and I was like, oh, that's cool. I love that, you know. And then I was very much total like folk rock guy as a young man after hip hop and folk rock, which is why I do what I do. And then I heard Jackson Browne, Late for the Sky, and I heard the first Eagles record. And there was that Laurel Canyon, I'm high, it's beautiful, every woman around me is gorgeous, I'm cruising down the street in some convertible, you know, playing guitar and flip-flops and bell-bottoms, and I was like, that's what I need to be doing. That's what it was, Fountain of Sorrow, man, the song by Jackson Browne. That was my song, and I was like, man, I got to get out to California. You know? What was yours?
First record I ever bought.
Most guys are like Zeppelin
or,
you know. Oh, nice.
I ended up stealing it 3 times because other people stole it from me. So I had to go back to the record store and steal it again. But it was the Clash Combat Rock.
Sure. Fuck yeah. Oh, Combat Rock. Okay.
Yeah, Zach Selwyn, front of house, makes me realize that I need to go listen to a Jackson Browne record called Late for the Sky. So I'm going to go through and look at that now. We did edit out some of this interview for time, but what you're missing right here is me explaining how the Clash Combat Rock I never actually purchased. I stole it 3 times because other people stole it from me and I had to re-get it. I'm not going to go spend money on something that I didn't spend money on in the first place. So, you know, we got something in common, kids. You guys steal music now from everybody. I stole music when you had to take out the magnetic strip, get it down your pants, and get out of the Tower Records before they noticed you. I stole music then. So you steal music now, I stole music then. Just make sure it's good music, please. All right. We're going to get back to Zach Selwyn here in just a few minutes. I want to tell you that if you like this program, please consider going to our Patreon account and becoming a supporter. You can go to patreon.com/frontofhouse. Sign up as a supporter at any level you want. You're guaranteed awesome music delivered to your inbox every single week and private invites to special events coming up, like we may be doing a house concert with Grover Anderson coming down here in October, I believe. Grover's coming out for a music conference. He's got a couple of gigs booked. Talked to him. I said, hey, you want to play the North Hollywood Hideout? He said, hell yeah, let's work it out. So we're going to try to work that out. And if you are a Patreon supporter, you will get a special invite to that house concert. Patreon.com/front of house. This is Front of House Live. We're here in the North Hollywood Hideout. Ask us questions on YouTube and we'll get back to you. But first, let's get back to Zach, live in Los Angeles. Zach Selwyn, Front of House. Man, I'm happy you're here. It's great to finally meet you. I'd love to hear another song, my
Having
man.
a great time, man. This song's not even available yet. This is what you do when it takes you. By my last record, Hacienda, I started it in February of 2018. Produced it with Paul Lax of Icy Hawks in LA. I don't know if you know that amazing LA band.
Icy Hawks in LA will be the guest on Front of House the very next show.
Are you serious?
Absolutely. I'll tell you that story later. We'll lead
That's
into
awesome.
It.
All right, shout out
like
Paul.
It. Yeah.
And all the boys. So anyway, I did this record, and in the middle of making this record, we'd already cut the first, drum and bass tracks. We're ready to rock. And then I wrote this song, and I was like, shit. Do I put this song on this album? I'm like, no, it doesn't fit the vibe of the record. I'm just going to release it as a single. So that's what this tune is. And it's definitely, if you see us play this live, you've seen what people do when they hear it. So let's hope this fucking sounds good.
I've been longing for you to come home. And I'm out here hoping, just trying to focus that this feeling won't last long. Yeah, so I'm heading down to the liquor store. I'm gonna get me something tall and ready to pour. Think about you no more, oh Lord. There's a different thing that I'm searching for. It's called red fucking wine, red fucking wine. Every night I'm drinking red fucking wine. That's how I wanna spend my time. Me and my baby drinking red fucking wine. Social climbing, living the dream. And I'm out here hopeless, just trying to focus on what this all means. Yeah, so I'm heading down to the liquor store. I'm gonna get me something tall and ready to pour. Think about you no more, oh Lord. There's a different thing that I'm searching for. It's called red fucking wine, red fucking wine. Every night I'm drinking red fucking wine. That's how I wanna spend my time. Me and my baby drinking red fucking wine. Yeah, well I ain't one for vintage, I ain't one for taste. I don't worry about labels, I don't worry about grace. Well, I ain't one for sipping, but that's not what I'm trying to chase. I just wanna put a smile on my face. Yeah, by drinking red fucking wine, red fucking wine. Every night I'm drinking red fucking wine. That's how I wanna spend my time. Me and my baby drinking red fucking wine. Me and my baby drinking red fucking wine. Me and my baby drinking red fucking wine.
Well, goddamn, that's a song and a fucking hashtag.
Damn right.
I like that.
That song, I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, I can see the crowd. I can see the crowd going nuts.
Red fucking
Boom.
wine. Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
what I, you know.
When you
Shit.
choose, also there's a lot of people don't understand the warning explicit content label on songs is
Right.
in most cases it's a badge of honor.
Right.
When a songwriter decides to swear in a song, it is one of the most thought out and deliberate choices a songwriter can ever make.
You're so right, man. When I think about that song, though, I'm like, man, this song has that potential to maybe do something. Maybe. I'm like, I'm just going to have to cut the red frickin' wine version or something. But it doesn't have the same feel. Maybe it's just red wine, red wine. I guarantee you.
That is the way when I have to swear. When I have to swear in broadcast
Yeah.
mode,
Yeah,
I will
yeah,
say,
yeah.
man, this is so
Inch.
good.
Yeah.
But yes, it's self-editing. No,
That's
I say no. I say no. I say
Just let it rock.
that let it rock because red fucking wine means something entirely different than red frickin' wine or red
Right.
wine.
Yeah,
It's
it's like
a
when you
choice.
listen to the old NWA stuff on the radio and it's like edited.
Right.
You're like, nah,
Yeah.
that sucks.
No, it sucks.
You know?
And nowadays, I mean, what is radio play doing for anybody
Nothing.
nowadays?
I just
anyway?
want to hear that song. I mean, for me, you know how like Baby Got Back is like what Sir Mix-a-Lot's known for?
Mhm.
I just need that to be my song.
There you go.
So everywhere I go, people just go, dude, I got you a bottle of Sea Smoke, bro,
now,
or something.
you have got one of the perfectly twangy voices. It's like you were built for this.
You think so?
It
That means a
works.
lot, man. Thanks, brother.
What a lot of people,
A lot of people try to like sound a little country and can't pull it off.
you know, you pull it off is definitely what I'm saying. But let's get back into the Arizona sound, which you know, in many ways bleeds into Bakersfield.
Yeah.
And a lot of people forget there are cowboys out west.
Yeah, man. I mean, Tucson was a cowboy town.
Mhm.
Tucson was a drug running town, it was a border town, it's a retirement town, it's a college town, and it's a cowboy town. And it's like when you grow up there, you think it sucks because you're like, man, this is nowhere. What am I doing here? You know, why am I like going to the desert to drink out of a keg? And then one day you look back after you get to LA and you see this shit show, and you're like, oh man, Tucson was amazing.
Right.
So I go back a lot. I mean, that's what that song was about earlier, Tucson Afternoon. You know, it took me to leave to go back home and be like, whoa, this is in like New Mexico. This is what's left of the old West. Colorado. I mean, there's very few places still like that, you know? That's why I love going to Joshua Tree and Pioneer Town all the time. I just escape all the time. Just look at the stars and be like, wow, there's a real world out here. It's not Twitter likes and fucking, you know what I mean?
I've never been out to Pappy and
Oh,
Harriet's.
see, all right. So next time we
Never
play
been out
October,
there.
you're coming, man.
I got to get out there.
It's pretty brilliant.
Yeah, I imagine it ain't a place you want to play in the middle of July.
Yeah, I've not done a summer gig there. I've been lucky. I got spring and fall.
I said, well, you couldn't ask for better.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
That's the time of living. Well, look, Zach Selwyn is our guest. I think we got time for a couple more songs, my man. I'm having a great time getting to know you here, getting to know the music. I'd like to hear another song. What do you say?
Sure, man. Let's see what we can do here. I want to play something new. I mean, that was new, but
And that song, not on the record.
not on Hacienda. This
Hacienda
song is on
from
Hacienda.
Zachariah and the Lobos Riders. Pick it up now.
I wrote this song for a guy who was in a band, and he was like, hey, man, I need some songs about, like, California. So the song's called California. He rejected it, but I recorded it. And I'm like, thanks for not taking this, because I dig it. Looking out across the city, another line of neon lights, Hollywood Saturday night, carbon copies looking pretty, chasing down another dream beneath the sky serene, but it ain't always what it seems. Didn't anyone warn you about California? Pictures on a movie screen, pictures in a magazine today tell you when things ain't going well. The
Sun shines every day, at least it seems that way. Let the ocean have its say. And watching them autumn leaves, lipstick on the summer sleeves, still seems so hard to believe. Didn't anyone warn you about California? Pictures on a movie screen, pictures in a magazine. Did they tell you about the colder weather? A friend will turn on a dime, at least the sun still shines. Let good fortune have its way. Let's all head out to the desert, away from these dirty lights. Sleep beneath the stars tonight. You and I, we were so forever. Now I've gone and lost under the drain. Spring promises something green, but it ain't always what it seems. Didn't anyone warn you about California? Pictures on a movie screen, pictures in a magazine. Did they tell you when things ain't going well? The sun shines every day, at least it seems that way. Let good fortune have its way. Didn't anyone warn you about California? Pictures on a movie screen, pictures in a magazine. Did they tell you when things ain't going well? A friend will turn on a dime, at least the sun still shines. Let good fortune have its way, have its way.
What's the name of that one?
California, new song.
It's a good name. Good song.
Thanks, man.
You said something at the top there. The carbon copy's looking pretty.
Yeah.
Is that pretty much that all the pretty girls start to look the same?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Good.
what it is.
I'm not alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I live out by, Birds and La Poubelle, that area, Franklin Village.
Okay.
And as I get older, I'll walk down there and it's like, wow, it's just 20 years ago, but I'm not 20 years younger. It's just the same girls, but.
Growing up in Northern California.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Concord, East Bay area.
Oh, okay.
And,
my wife's from Cloverdale.
Yeah, I know where that is.
Wine country.
My disdain, as with most people from Northern California, is Southern California is a whole different animal. It's different people. It's an entirely different outlook on life. And being, someone from Arizona, you can write a song and you can write about all of California, but for us from Northern California, we have to write about Southern California.
Interesting.
And Northern California.
And that song is really about Southern California.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that there's a kind of a recurring theme on this record of that. And here's one thing I've noticed, and maybe the next song I'll play, I'll get into it. But you meet a lot of people here. If you come here when you're young, like we did, and you're trying to make it when you're young, and you slowly make these friends and you think you're going to be best friends forever. And then 5 years later, they're selling real estate in Visalia. You're like, what? What happened? What happened to that acting career, that music career? Fuck, it didn't work out. It takes a strong person to be here for as long as we have and to keep hustling and keep making it happen. So, that's kind of what there's a lot of in this record. There's a lot of broken dreams because as I'm getting older, I don't see a lot of people I started out with who are still here. The guys I do see who are still here are super successful.
It's LA has its own weeding out process.
It's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
My one of my old employers in radio when I worked in Santa Barbara at K-Tide, I worked for 5 years for $17,000 a year, which is nothing, especially in Santa Barbara. And finally, when I got a raise, my boss said, "All right, kid, that was grad school."
Right.
That was the time of your life where if you don't make it through this shit, we'll fucking spit you out.
That's it.
You're gonna go sell real estate in Visalia.
That's
so yeah. The folks who stick it out here. Look, it ain't a gravy train either. Like a lot of people don't understand this. Just making a living off of music and entertainment and whatever you do, just making a living down here in LA. It ain't a gravy train. It's more like a clear broth train. Nobody's getting rich.
Yeah.
It's sustenance.
You're training for that colonoscopy. It's clear broth only.
Right.
This whole town's a colonoscopy. No gravy. Yeah, it's amazing. And then you see cats who get somewhere and then they work for 2-3 years and you're like, you're on your way. And then 3 years later, you're like, what happened?
What happened? Oh, I got in second place for a lot of things.
I mean, a lot of second place here. I can't tell you how many friends I know who have directed films, who have sold scripts, who have had hit songs, who are gone. And they're like, it's over. It's done. And we've all been there, no matter how talented or how lucky. And luck is really a huge part of this business because there's a lot of talented people out here.
Well, there's certainly a level of right place, right time. There's also an equal level of make your own luck,
sure.
But you still need that luck, and it's a lot of right place, right time.
I am a make your own luck kind of guy,
right?
I always have been, and I'm like, even when the chips are down, I'm like, well, I'm gonna go make something. I'm gonna go write a song. I'm gonna go, do some dumb internet video and hope people watch it. And sometimes it's like, for fuck's sake, man, the reason we're here is because I went out and met a guy one night who was doing artwork, and he did the artwork for my record, Chris Crow Art up in Detroit, Michigan. He loved my music. He's like, I want to give you some free art. Ended up getting a Willie Nelson print off him. I see it posted on Twitter by Doss over here. I'm like, shit, I have that. Do you know my boy Chris made that? He starts following me on Twitter, likes my music. Here we fucking are. Welcome to Los Angeles. Like, go out and get your shit done. Don't sit at home complaining. And I have so many fucking friends who just sit around and complain.
Everybody who says, and the complainers are not the doers, though. You can tell right away, oh, you're just going to sit around and bitch. You aren't going to make it anywhere. This town isn't made for you.
Yeah.
But a lot of people who say, and when I was first told by someone who, really thought they had some authority on this town, it's all who you know. Great. Then I'm going to go meet some fucking people.
Yeah, right. I'm going to meet some fucking... I'm going to go out and say hi.
If it's all who you know, then this is easy.
One of the reasons... I heard that when I was in high school, and that's why I was like, oh, I want to go to college here so I can meet the future. You know what? I met the future. I met all the filmmakers who are now directing huge movies and TV shows, and you know what? They don't give a fuck about me. They're like, oh, yeah, you're really good.
Yeah.
Keep going, man.
Right.
Hey, can you put my song in your film? Oh, no. No, we gotta
process for that.
Yeah,
we got a department.
It's so true. Like you think, but it's good. I mean, it teaches you things, and you're never stop learning out here. I don't care how old you are.
Keep on keeping on. Zach Selwyn is our guest, front of house. Zach, we got time for one more song.
Oh, we'll do one more. Oh man. Well, let's see.
You know what? I like it when an artist says that. Oh, one more? I'll give you two more.
Yeah, all right.
How about that?
How about I do a serious song off the new record about California, dreams being broken?
Love it.
And then I'll do like a freestyle thing.
Love it.
This is interesting because I've been with my wife a long time, and she often hangs out with women who are going through breakups who kind of come to my wife for like that shoulder to cry on thing. And I've seen this happen repeatedly in LA. The woman comes out here with the dreams, meets the guy. The guy's not the right guy. They're divorced. All of a sudden, they're like 40, and they're like, what the hell am I doing? So that's what this song's about. It's on the new record, and I hope you dig it.
which she wrote her name. But she left that city young and free on a California train, singing went fine, she drank her wine, met a lover by the sea. He convinced her he was more than she wanted him to be. Then they bought a house in Echo Park, had a child, she wanted 3. When the times got hard, Lord, his eyes wandered free, singing when the dust came down, she was not prepared, didn't even know the crime, and she found out he'd been using her and all her precious time. So she thought back to Reddington, that weary heart of mine, and she watched the waves of the ocean crash against the waterline, singing drives her on is the same thing that drives her insane. But you just can't go home no more, so you live with the shame, singing
The song is called Reddington, and you'll find it on the new album from Zachariah and the Lobos Riders. The album is called Hacienda. And again, you can go to zachselwyn.com to pick that record up. Big thanks to Zach for joining us here at the North Hollywood Hideout. We will close out with the rest of his interview and performance. He does some freestyle action by looking at various things here in the North Hollywood Hideout and incorporating them into a song. You'll see it live right here in just a few minutes. Coming up on Front of House, we have wrapped the first season. The last 10 weeks on the website, the audio podcast. We've had some incredible artists in here. I want to thank them all. But we've also been playing a track from Roses and Cigarettes, Echoes and Silence, the brand new record from them. And then about 8 months ago, we lost Roses and Cigarettes singer Jenny Pagliaro. So we're playing the record, and we dedicated this season of Front of House to our dear friend Jenny from Front of House. Well, Angela Petrilli is going to be our guest on a forthcoming episode of Front of House. She is the guitarist in the band Roses and Cigarettes. Very excited to have Angela come on the show. Also next season, we got the band Icy Hawks in LA. They will play Slash from Guns N' Roses. Grover Anderson's going to come back. Met a gentleman named Brother Sal. He's going to come and play some keyboards and rock the mic for us. Jamie Wyatt is coming back. I reached out to Jamie. She says, hell yeah, my brother, I'll do it. Also working on an artist named Carrie Brothers and a dude named Mike G to come in and perform with us. We got other stuff in the works. Thank you for being a part of Front of House. If you want to support the show even more, go to patreon.com/frontofhouse. Download the audio podcast, tell your friends about it, and make sure you play it in stereo. Make sure you got a really good pair of stereo speakers, because these shows are released in high definition. They sound just like you're popping a CD into your deck on your car. Follow us at FOH Pod. You can follow me online at Dos Angeles. And we'll just bring it right back to Zach and let him take us home. Thank you, my friends, for joining us on this episode of Front of House Live. We'll be back in 2 weeks with more great music in stereo right here in Los Angeles, California. This is Front of House. All right, Zach Selwyn, our guest. Again, I want to let everybody know to check out Zach's website, zachselwyn.com. That's ZACHSELWYN. Pick up the record Zachariah and the Lobos Riders, Hacienda. That's available up there. And thanks for supporting Front of House. Thanks for supporting the art. We'll keep them coming as long as you keep listening. What are you going to do for us, Zach? Take us home.
I don't know. I'm going to try to just give you a little something off the top of the dome here.
Love it.
You guys tell me what you think. I don't know enough about where we are, or it's our first time meeting, so I'll just come up with some ideas and see what we can do. Oh, yeah. Sound like Matchbox 20?
Yes.
Like I'd ride. First night I spent in Nashville, and inside job. Now I'm stuck with no cash flow. Here we go. Been fun on Front of House, man, this shit is awesome. And hanging out with Susie and my boy Mike Dawson. He does this thing and I'm the freestyle flower. Engineer for my boy Adam Carolla. He's my guy, I'm the country hip-hop Jew. I used to listen to Dr. Drew. What would you do? He said you're through. I thought I had HIV back in 2002. But I didn't, it was just a little rash on my ween. That's okay, you know what, now I'm clean. Am I doing my thing? And I'll do it again. I'm down with Mike and SUSAN. That's alright, she cried at Reddington. That's okay because I'm the next man to come up again and do it, say goddamn. And Mike's gonna recycle that bag of cans and make $20 every night. He's gonna take in 17 bags of Coors Light and do it right because he's a man soul and he's sitting there drinking beer and smoking a Camel cigarette. Is that a Camel Crush?
No, just a light.
Thank God, because those menthol things make me blush and make me thrush and flush with a rash. My name is Zach and I'm here like Johnny Cash, meaning the middle finger is going up. I only got some IPA in my cup. It's called Relay IPA, and I'm born. It's from the brewing company that is called Thorn. I used to watch porn when I was a man. When I was younger, but I have to say, goddamn, that's okay. I might wake up, my pants were damp. I can't believe, Mike, you still own a lava lamp. What are you doing, man? That shit is hot. You're not at Santa Barbara anymore. No, you're not. That's all right, man. I'd still love to kiss you like you did all those girls living in Isla Vista. You went to Santa Cruz, you drank the booze, you did your thing and you did not lose. But the girls said, my God, what do you got? You said, let's take mushrooms and go to the mystery spot. I saw the bumper sticker on the wall. This would be a great freestyle if you could see what I'm rapping about, because it's all around the fucking building. We'll get there. You can cut the shit in, right? Here we go. That's all right. My name is Zach, and I'm spitting venom. What the hell are these two things hanging on the wall made of denim? It's like old jeans on a bag of wood. This is Los Angeles, as you should, in the North Hollywood neighborhood. They say that I should move here, but I say I should stay where I am, out in the Holly. Like Holly Berry, my good golly, Miss Molly. Speaking of Molly, are you holding? I'm just pretending. Ain't done a trick or anything since the back end of 1999. Back when I was about 16 years old and looking fine. I'm just kidding. I'm coming out of my cage. And you know what? I might be lying about my age. That's what I do because I'm Zachariah. Get me on the mic and I just spit fire. I drink too much, I got a spare tire. I won't stop a rock until I retire. Been in and out of more rehabs than Mariah Carey, that's alright. You know, I'm a frequent flyer. That's what I do, man. I've been on United. I got another drink, man. I might fight it. No, I don't. I got Relay, and I'm here tonight. I've had 2 IPAs and 1 Coors Light, and I'm playing out the Fishman. Getting loud, doing my thing because you know I'm like a louse, or is that a lush? I don't care, it's front of house. If you must, download this shit and just get it out. I don't really mind it, man, because I'm flowing. Zachariah country hip hop, now y'all knowing what I do, man, because I got the stuff. Man, I wish I would have fucking dressed up for the shit. Instead, I wore my son's basketball hoodie. Hey, man, you know what? Woody is my favorite Toy Story character. Hey, Buzz! Speaking of hey, Buzz, I got one just because I drank a little much and I didn't eat dinner. That's okay, on the mic, I'm a fucking winner. And I don't really care, because you know I came to see hanging out on the front of HOUSE. That wasn't bad.
That was great.
Off the dome.
Good. That's the show.